Do you know what you eat can affect your brain and IQ? An intriguing inquiry, isn't it? But it's not just a curiosity, it's a reality. Our diet, the foods we consume daily, play a significant role in our cognitive abilities and overall brain health. In fact, certain foods can have a detrimental effect, potentially lowering our IQ and causing harm to our brain. Intrigued? You should be. So let's dive into the 11 foods that may be destroying your brain and lowering your IQ. First on our list is sugar. As sweet as it may be, sugar holds a rather bitter truth. Consuming sugar in excessive amounts has been linked to a host of brain-related health issues. One of these is cognitive decline. Sugar can interfere with the way your brain cells work, leading to a decrease in cognitive function. This means tasks that require thinking, understanding, learning, and remembering can become more challenging. Sugar is also a known culprit for memory loss. It can disrupt your brain's ability to create new memories and recall old ones. Imagine forgetting your favorite childhood memory or the name of a loved one. This is the harsh reality for some who consume too much sugar. Lastly, excessive sugar intake can lead to reduced brain volume, particularly in the area of the brain that stores short-term memory. This shrinkage can have a profound effect on your daily life, affecting everything from remembering where you parked your car to what you ate for breakfast. So, remember, too much sugar can be a real brain drainer. Next up, we have trans fats. Now, when we talk about trans fats, we're not just discussing a minor issue. We're addressing a major player in brain health, or rather brain harm. Trans fats, found in many processed foods, are like the proverbial wolves in sheep's clothing. They may make foods taste better and last longer, but at what cost? Well, the cost is your brain's health. Research has linked the consumption of trans fats to an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. This devastating disease is marked by memory loss, difficulty thinking and making decisions, and changes in behavior and personality. Imagine, a simple dietary choice could potentially lead to such a drastic consequence. But that's not all. Trans fats have also been associated with reduced brain plasticity. Brain plasticity, or neuroplasticity, is the brain's ability to change and adapt. It's crucial for learning and memory. When this is compromised, our cognitive abilities take a hit, so it's clear that trans fats are no friends to our brains. Moving on to processed foods. These are often the go-to options when we're short on time or just seeking comfort. However, they come with a heavy toll on our health, particularly our brains. Processed foods are typically high in additives and preservatives, many of which are foreign to our bodies and hence difficult to metabolize. This can lead to inflammation, particularly in the brain, which hampers its normal functioning. Moreover, these foods are generally low in essential nutrients and high in sugar, unhealthy fats, and sodium, all of which can negatively impact cognitive health. Over time, a diet high in processed foods can even lead to cognitive decline. This is because the brain needs a steady supply of nutrients to function optimally, and processed foods simply don't make the cut. So while they may be convenient and tasty, processed foods are far from ideal for maintaining a healthy brain. Therefore, it's best to stay away from processed foods for the sake of our brains. Now let's talk about alcohol. Alcohol, in many cultures and societies, is often a staple at social gatherings and celebrations. While a glass of wine or a pint of beer might not seem like much, excessive alcohol consumption can have a detrimental effect on your brain health. You see, when you consume alcohol, it directly affects your central nervous system, which controls most functions of the body and mind. Over time, chronic heavy drinking can cause significant damage to the brain, leading to cognitive impairments and memory loss. It can alter the brain's structure and function, disrupting the communication pathways and making it harder for the brain to process information and form new memories. Furthermore, alcohol can also lead to a deficiency in thiamine, a vital B vitamin that our brains need to function properly. A deficiency in thiamine can lead to serious brain disorders like Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. So, moderation is key when it comes to alcohol. Next, we have fast food. This convenient and often tasty option has become a staple in many people's diets. However, fast food is often packed with unhealthy fats and sugars. Consuming these foods not only affects our waistline, but also our brain health. Fast food is particularly high in trans fats and saturated fats. These fats can cause inflammation in the body, including the brain. This inflammation can damage brain cells and lead to cognitive decline. Moreover, the high sugar content in fast food can also have detrimental effects on our brain. Excessive sugar intake can lead to insulin resistance in the brain, further accelerating cognitive decline. In addition, studies have shown that a diet high in fast food can impair the brain's ability to control appetite. This can lead to overeating and further exacerbate the negative effects on brain health. So it's clear that fast food is not the best food for our brains. While it may be convenient and tasty, it's important to remember the potential harm it can cause to our cognitive health. Moving on to fried food. Fried food is a common guilty pleasure, but it's not just your waistline that takes a hit when you indulge. The brain too can suffer from the effects of fried food. You see, when food is fried, it leads to the formation of harmful compounds like trans fats and acrylamide, which can cause inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. Over time, this can lead to cognitive decline and increase the risk of neurological disorders like Alzheimer's disease. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that individuals who frequently consume fried food had a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared to those who ate fried food less frequently. Moreover, frying can strip away the nutrients in food, leaving you with empty calories that don't benefit your brain health. So, it's best to limit the consumption of fried food to protect our brains. Next up, we have artificial sweeteners. You might think you're doing your body a favor by choosing these calorie-free alternatives to sugar. However, the reality is a bit more complex. Artificial sweeteners, such as aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin, can have a negative impact on our brain health and cognitive functions. These sweeteners are designed to taste like sugar, tricking our brains into thinking we're consuming something sweet. This can lead to an overstimulation of sugar receptors and can alter our taste buds, making less sweet foods, such as fruits, less appealing. Moreover, some research suggests that artificial sweeteners might disrupt the balance of our gut bacteria, which plays a crucial role in brain health. This imbalance can potentially lead to issues with cognitive function and memory. Finally, studies have hinted at a possible link between long-term artificial sweetener consumption and an increased risk of conditions like stroke and dementia. So it's clear that artificial sweeteners are not as harmless as they seem. Now let's talk about high-sodium foods. It's no secret that these foods, while often delicious, can have detrimental effects on our health. But did you know they can also negatively impact our brain health? Ingesting high amounts of sodium can lead to hypertension, a serious condition that elevates the risk of stroke. Strokes are devastating events that can cause significant damage to the brain, often leading to cognitive decline, but the risk doesn't stop there. Studies have also shown that a diet high in sodium can lead to a decline in cognitive function over time. This means that consistently consuming high-sodium foods could potentially lead to memory loss, decreased attention span, and difficulties in problem-solving. This isn't to say that we should eliminate sodium completely from our diets. Sodium plays a vital role in our bodies. But we need to be mindful of the amount we consume. So it's best to keep an eye on our sodium intake for the sake of our brains. Now, we have discussed the 11 foods that can harm our brain and lower our IQ. Let's take a moment to recap. We've explored the insidious effects of sugar, a common culprit hiding in our everyday meals, which can lead to cognitive decline over time. Trans fats found in many processed and fried foods have been linked to a reduction in brain tissue and a decline in brain health. Speaking of processed foods, these seemingly convenient options often contain additives and preservatives that could be detrimental to our cognitive functions. We've also examined the impact of alcohol. Despite its social acceptance, excessive consumption can lead to neuronal damage and memory loss. Fast food, a popular choice in today's fast-paced society, is another offender. Its high fat and sugar content can impair our brain's ability to function optimally. Fried foods, while delicious, are laden with unhealthy fats that can contribute to cognitive decline. Artificial sweeteners, often marketed as a healthier sugar alternative, can ironically lead to brain inflammation and impaired memory. Last but not least, high-sodium foods. These can lead to hypertension, which might cause cognitive impairments over time. So, we've taken a journey through the pantry of potential pitfalls, each item a seemingly innocent contributor to a decline in our brain health and IQ. But knowledge is power. And now that we're armed with this information, we can make more informed choices about our diet. So remember, what we eat can greatly affect our brain health and IQ. Choose wisely for a healthier and smarter brain.